Triple H comments on AEW beating NXT, and Chris Jericho has responded. Plus, scrapped Triple H WrestleMania plans have been revealed, and a WWE Hall of Famer has made a SmackDown return. It's all in the wrestling news right now. We are here on Clash at the Castle Day.
Wait, we're at the actual castle as well.
The actual Cardiff Castle.
What's happening? Just behind that door is 70,000 seats.
It's incredible. I don't know how they packed them in. 30 years of hurt never stopped me dreaming. Today, WWE brings a UK pay-per-view to your screens, and we're here for it.
I can't believe it. It's just, it could be monumental, this. It could be the start of something wonderful.
Oh, we are so excited. If you are coming along to the show today, heads up, showers expected. Yay!
Yeah. Although it's very kind of humidy warm, so kind of, if you're going to come, just sort of wear something like a coat you can take off, because, Jesus, it's humid. It's very humid.
A light jacket.
Yeah, like a windbreaker.
Jacket.
Fantastic.
Windbreaker. Isn't that Will Ospreay's finisher? So we're going to get onto the wrestling news. Have a lovely day. Triple H and Ariel Helwani sat down for a chinwag.
Oh, they did.
So
yes.
we saw Ariel last night at the run-in on BT Sport. They were doing a taping of that just over the road, and Ariel's really buzzing about this interview. Probably, he says, one of his bucket list interviews, and they go into a lot of stuff in this interview. They go into Triple H's health problems recently. Lots of sort of names that shouldn't be mentioned by WWE folk are mentioned, like Bray Wyatt and Sasha Banks and
Braun
all of that
Strowman,
stuff.
all of it.
Brawny Boy gets a little nod as well, but he talks as well about the NXT AEW Wednesday Night Wars.
Yeah, the head-to-head that was there was much drama surrounding it. You know, it was the 90s all over again. It was company versus company. But he sort of Helwani brought it up like, you know, was NXT 2.0 a punishment? Because you lost to AEW, and that was sort of a general consensus that people had arrived at. But Triple H said, no, people just put so much pressure on this competitive war. It was never that. First of all, they beat our developmental system. Good for them. No, it was never that. There was never even pressure of you have to beat it. It was just put on the best product you could. And then Jericho saw this, and Jericho couldn't hold his tongue.
Now,
he fired right back.
He did a big old fire back to Inside the Ropes. Now, there's what Jericho says here. I'm sorry, but I know Triple H is very much the zeitgeist at the moment.
Yeah.
But Jericho's bang to rights here when he says, once again, it's changing the narrative and changing the history, which makes me laugh, because when it started, it was not developmental. It was a third brand. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and all that bullshine that they said. So, of course, we, AEW, beat the developmental, or whatever you want to call it, but who gives poo? And he's right, like, because there are news articles where you see Triple H going, it's not developmental, it's a third brand.
It's the goalposts move, and it's controlling that narrative around it of, you know, as we've talked about before, ratings are important. No, they're not important. But then, you know, when you start posting major numbers like recent Raw, it's touted. And so it's sort of, you know, you pick and choose what you want to promote, I guess, when you're in the WWE sort of sphere.
Jericho's now warmed up. He goes on to say, it's old news. The show sucks. NXT sucks. It's not a good show, and they know it. Whether they were punished or not, they probably were punished. It's probably why Triple H said those things, because he's angry and that we beat him.
He's not even here, and I feel like he's telling me off.
I feel like, sorry, Chris. He's probably angry that we exist. Yeah. But, you know, we don't care about WWE. We care about our show. We care about putting on the best stories we can put on. We care about building our fan base and building our ratings. We will continue to exist. And I'll tell you this, my boss has a lot more money than his boss. A lot more. So you want to go that? You want to do that? We're not going anywhere. We'll continue to grow. And it piddles me off. And it piddles them off. And why wouldn't it? They had a monopoly for so long. And then they bought Old Kent Road. And don't like the fact that we exist. And that's fine. Might have made that bit up. We don't care that they exist. God bless them. They're running a show in front of 50,000 people. Why would he care about us? You know, he should. And he does. And that's why he said those things.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Jericho's made some really valid points there, and I'm being a bit silly.
If something is irrelevant to you, you don't address it, you don't bring it up. But it's just going to be this tit for tat. He said, she said. For as long as there's two major companies, it's always going to be that way, I feel. But I did enjoy that it kind of devolved into, my dad's bigger than your dad.
My dad'll be your dad. Got well loads of money. Triple H, back to Triple H and Ariel Helwani. Again, it's like a 75-minute chat that they have, and they go into all sorts of things. And he actually reveals that he was going to get possibly a bit physical at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so he said there was a plan for me to do something at WrestleMania that we'd talked about. I was going to do something with Gable Steveson and try to get him launched and get going. However, his health issues, of course, and being fitted with the implantable defibrillator saw those plans rightfully scrapped, for safety reasons. So
I think so. By the way, it is 9:30 where we're recording. That's what the bongs are. I'm curious
Don't
now.
explain the bongs. That's our secret codes.
Don't explain the bombs. We'll get kicked out of the hotel. Now, this is one of those things again where we can speculate forever on what it could have been. Triple H and Gable Steveson potentially fending some baddies off together. Maybe Gable giving Triple H a big old superplex.
Well, we saw that with Ronda, the situation with Ronda, Rock, everything. It's where it was it's sort of natural. He is the largest brand ambassador, or at least was when he was in ring and sort of in and around backstage, as well as being a performer. He was sort of the guy, right? So it makes sense that he's still. I mean, Christ, if Triple H was healthy and working tonight, and everything was different, there'd still be a monstrous reaction for him. It's Triple H.
He might walk out tonight, I just thought.
I kind of hope he does. I just want to hear the game.
Yeah, he might do that. He's got a new job title, by the way. This was announced, this was revealed in the Securities and Exchange Commission yesterday. He is now Chief Content Officer for WWE, which I think encompasses talent relations and creative. So that's all of that stuff.
That kind of covers all of it, doesn't it, in the title? So either way, it's potentially having all of that under one person's control maybe might make it a bit more streamlined. It might mean there's less, back and forth and red tape if it's all kind of compartmentalized into one thing.
I think it's a chew on. It's just a chew on, all that. Now you got to get all new headed letter paper.
Yeah, he must have just got a new desk sign made with his title, and now he's got to get it redone.
And Triple H promised us he wouldn't be changing any names. Let's end on something from SmackDown last night. A Hall of Famer turned up, didn't they?
Yes. But
they're excited.
Right, okay, so Baron Corbin has been a rather unhappy Corbin. Back on a losing streak. Things aren't quite going his way. But then, following his defeat after facing Nakamura in an open challenge match last night, Corbin was shown walking backstage all like Charlie Brown from Peanuts, looking sad. just shuffling like that. When a limousine pulls up. And guess who the limousine was for?
The actor Christopher Timothy.
No, it was that there JBL, wasn't it?
Oh, it was the Jonathan Bradshaw Layfield.
JBL.
I remember him from that bullying thing that time.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I think that from a purely storyline standpoint, JBL is, obviously was Bradshaw, acolytes, all that stuff, but goes on to become a very successful trader, and he's very rich and all of this stuff, so maybe it kind of slots nicely in with Corbin, and maybe he's going to take him under his wing or something.
Stonks Corbin.
Yeah, Stonks Corbin. It'd be great.
Corbin coming soon.
He just comes out with the little Wall Street Bets guy on all his gear.
Big little Hall of Famer return from last night. Ross isn't here to say it, so I'll have a go. It's 10 past John. Mother fathers. Nailed it. Live reactions to Clash at the Castle with Adam Pacitti back at base later on today.
We also have interviews going out. They should mostly be out by now. There's some other stuff coming though from yesterday. We got to talk to Rhea Ripley.
Great chat with Rhea Ripley.
Damien Priest. We got to talk to Liv Morgan, Street Profits,
and the man headlining tonight, Drew McIntyre.
So there's a lot going to be dropping on the channel in and around those interviews. So keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, I mean, Christ, we've got all this, and then it's all out. So busy old weekend for you all. I hope you're having a good one wherever you are.
And we will give you the latest wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.